So where do I want to go? I think I've kind of done everything on Glorfiak Mines. I mean, there is that one building there that has some contraption in it that I still haven't really done anything with. So there is that. You know, it's not completely of a dead area to me. It's not I figured out. There's still something to figure out there, right? But that's the only thing. But I guess there is that lever. Oh yeah, actually this is something I wanted to check, so I might as well check it now. If I can find that portal to the Glorfiak Mines. I'm wondering if, and this sounds far-fetched, so I don't think it'll actually work, but I do want to check it anyway. I'm wondering if the knife I picked up can actually be used to unjam those levers. Because these levers are jammed. And this is another thing that, you know, I can't do. Can I actually, you know, if I take out the knife, can I unjam that? No. Okay. That was the only... This is the only other mystery to me, is, you know, how do I unjam this lever? I don't know. I don't know if I even can, right? Or if it's just sort of there because, you know, that would have been there at the time. And this is just a collapsed building, I believe. Nothing of note here. So I'm pretty sure I've done everything in this area, except I'll show you the one thing I'm thinking of that I haven't done. And, you know, this for sure is something that I still need to figure out. Which is just this building over here. This one building is vexing me. I cannot figure out this building and what it's for. The building in which I, you know, keep getting turned around. There are controls here. These, as far as I can tell, you know, are not doing anything. And I assume there is something to do here. Hold on, is that some machinery up against the wall there? If it once was, it isn't anymore because I can't do anything with this. So yeah, none of this is clickable. Not clickable. Yeah, I don't know if this is just a place that... Oh yeah, and the roof is open. I don't know if this is just a place that, you know, existed and it's here for, like, lore reasons. Goler Craft Hangar. So these are the Goler Crafts, huh? Metal Levitation Unit. Oh, the rooftop needs to be opened fully for craft to begin levitation. Okay. And this system, okay, so that thing over there that's busted is meant to open the roof. I see. We can see that the roof is not fully open. Oh, so this is to do with the Elopolite shield. In active state, 2 arm crafts hover at the same height as the plasma fountain. Wait plasma fountain bulb activation. Active state, 2 arm crafts start separation, fly out from the plasma fountain bulb until it completely shrouds the harbor, patrol harbor before returning to Glorfiak Mines. Okay. So this is to do with the shield. This is what would have been used to open the roof, but it's just in disrepair. So I don't think I actually can use this. So this might just be here, you know, to show this is how they turned on this shield. Which, you know, has relevance to the story. Yeah, we can see the roof is not open. But it feels very much like I should be able to open this roof, right? I don't know. I would assume. Yeah, this teeters on the line for me of I'm not sure if this is thing to do or it just, you know, is here because story reason. Yeah, so I obviously get why this doesn't work. And there really is nothing to do in here, aside from that. Like, I'm being as thorough as I can in this area. I cannot open this door to go out onto here as well. Like, I cannot walk out into that area. Yeah, that's where we saw that guy crash. We saw Mason crash the transporter there. If there truly is nothing to do with this building, then I believe we are done in this area. But I'm not totally convinced that that there is nothing to do in that building. But I don't know what I would even potentially be missing. Also, this says turn 90 degrees, when I think it's meant to be 180. There's a whole ladder there. Like, are we meant to be able to go up there? Then again, it doesn't look like there's a path leading up to it. Yeah, no, that just goes to nowhere. Yeah, we keep getting these camera angles showing this roof not open. Really suggesting we should be able to open this roof, but I don't even know to what end, so I don't know why I'm obsessing over it. It just feels like we should be able to, you know? We cannot walk out here. This just has those 2 notes. What was this about again? Right, strange lights off the coast of the Beta Factory. So that tells us that it was inspected. I feel like there must be something to do there, but I do not know what. That also very much looks like a walkable area, but we cannot go there as far as I know. Like, I don't know. I feel both like I've done everything here and also like I have not done everything here at the same time. Like, there's so much off in the distance here that makes me think that I've not done everything. So it's really difficult for me to judge if I've done everything, even though I feel like I have, because what else, what else is there? I've kind of been around every little area here. I've explored this building totally thoroughly. I can say that for certain. Can we get to that door over there? Is that possible? There's a walkway there. It looks like it's an accessible door. Yeah, we can specifically look up here to see this walkway. There must be something there. Or, like... Is it wrong of me to think that this camera angle would not exist showing this walkway if we could not get over there? Because it really feels that way to me. That feels like a hint, right? This is an area that you have not been. You can get there. This camera angle is obviously meant to show off this tower, which we have been inside. We have done what is there, right? I'm just scouring through this now because I feel like I'm not done in this area, even though I've done everything that I think I can click on, you know? And I keep moving my mouse to the side of the screen to check if I can turn 90 degrees, right? Which is an appreciated feature. Is it through here? Is it this door that we can go through? That's not interactable. Right, so the wheel has fallen off this door. Ah, this is where I had seen this number. Now hold on, is the number across the way the same? Because then, if it is, you know, that corresponds to this area. Which makes me think... Yeah, it's the same. So, Galorfiak Mines has this symbol. It's this, you know, leftward-facing Y. So I'll note this down, that Galorfiak Mines is this. Mines, I'll just say. And the one that kind of looks like a tent with a dot in the center, that one was at Towers, the Skarliti Towers. Presumably, Neyyah and Minerva Point also have these around, I just didn't notice them there. Okay, I've already been in this room, so I've done everything there. Can we get behind... Okay, actually, wait. Oh, this just goes into that tower. Yeah, I remember. This goes into the tower. Let's just double check. I'm being very thorough right now. Okay, yeah, so we can step out here. This goes back to the starting area. Yeah, this is just 180-degree turns. Oh. Huh, I had not seen this view. There is a pipe here going somewhere. It's a giant pipe too. But that's all I can see there. Yeah, we opened this door. This went back to the starting area of the mines. Okay. Let's go back through here. If I continue further up this elevator, it just brings me to the top of this tower. And I put a Peida in here. This is, you know, basically the same setup as the one on Minerva Point, so, you know, not much to be said about this. Yeah. Okay. really want to be very thorough with these mines, because if I can determine conclusively... Oh, hold on. Yeah, okay, that's nothing. Almost looked like I could climb into that thing there, but no, you can't. If I can just cross this off as an area where I've done everything, that would be fantastic. Because that's a lot of, ground area to cover that I've just kind of crossed off as no longer relevant. And there's nothing here indicating I can use like an inventory item to fix this. And, behind this door is boarded off anyway, so I probably wouldn't be able to get past this. Maybe this sign would reveal important information for having the store open, but I'm realizing now I went to the Skarliti Towers and did not see any like glasses or device, to read that. So are we gonna get? I have to imagine we're gonna get an inventory item to read those, but actually, okay, hold on. Do we have... I assume they were going to be glasses. Oh, are they hidden in the mask? Hold on. Wait, is it that simple? Do I need the mask to read these? No. For a second I thought those, like, the holes in the mask, that had, like, the glasses hidden in it, and that would be, like, super genius, but no. None of these other items look like they could have hidden reading properties. There's something I can use to read those. Maybe I should make that my next priority, is figuring out how to read those. Because I definitely feel like now that's kind of holding me back. I'm going crazy. Yeah. It's not like we have nothing to pursue. We still have stuff to do. It's just I'm starting to feel the game get harder. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel myself running out of areas and out of clickable things. There are still some places. There's the Neyyah or Neyyah or whatever you want to call them, pools. The spore collection pools. In there was a bunch of machinery that probably I need to... Yeah, so yeah, this is this thing for this area. Again, do not know what these buttons are doing. Obviously, this is one of those things in disguise, right? But I've still not discovered the one for the main area, the Falitsu Islands. I've been just about as thorough as I think I can possibly be here. So I am going to move on. We're not returning to the mines until I have a clear direction here. I've done everything that I could possibly think of in this area. There has to be a way to reach that platform up there. But I have not discovered it. I cannot click forward here. None of that's cool. It just goes back that way. I've explored very, very thoroughly inside of this building, so like I've already done that before, and I spent like minutes in there just making absolute sure that I'd seen everything. So there's definitely nothing to do in there. And with that, that is all I can think to do here. absolutely everything that I can think to do in this area. Hold on. We see this again. Okay, so this is, this is for this entire world, right? This number. Wait a minute, there was one of these things on Skarliti Towers too. Are these linked directly to these number symbols? I'm starting to think they are. These egg things. Let me draw next to that number, this egg thing, what it is, right? We've seen these sort of egg triangle symbols around. They were used to open the eye portals initially. So I have seen these too. There was another one on Skarliti Towers. I ignored it as just being a decorative element. Now I'm thinking it might not be. That might be important. Okay, since we're right next to the portals anyway, and I have nothing to do at Skarliti Towers, let me check. Can I identify what egg that had? Which one of these was Skarliti again? It was this one? No, opposite the way. It was this green one. Yeah. There's an egg thing here too, right? Wasn't there? Overlooking this whole sort of area? It's right there, isn't it? Hold on. Yeah. So that's the opposite way. Hold on. Yeah, I'm really confused on which one of these various things is the flora number system. Maybe this is the flora numbering system, because wait, there are all these plants going up into this thing. Does that mean, like, the decorations of the plants, right? Does that make this the flora numbering system? Maybe it is. But no, it cannot be. Because that's not what was on the Velotron machine. What was on the Velotron machine was like the Ys that are cut off on each side, so that has to be the flora numbering system. Currently I have Pernerva points set to go to the Spore Place, so I'm not going to check what it is for that right now. Let's go back to Falitsu Island. Because I have... At this point, Falitsu Island has kind of everything. Glorfiak Mines, we just crossed off completely. I've explored it as thoroughly as I possibly can, given what I currently have. And Pernerva Point, I feel like I did a reasonable job of exploring the first time around. There wasn't much area to cover there just already, right? So that area, I'm pretty convinced I've seen everything too. Maybe I could, go back there and check there again even more thoroughly, but I feel like I've done a decent job finding everything there. Skarliti Towers we obviously just went to, and did, you know, as much progress there as we can possibly do, as far as I can tell. So this place, Skarliti Island, which is a massive area, to be fair, this is the only place where I feel like I have stuff left to do. Actually, okay, that's not technically true. There's the spore pools. Maybe I should go into the center of the spore pools now and actually, you know, touch the stuff there now. This is now the time for this, right? I know, you know, I'm being very indecisive, but, you know, now that I'm saying this out loud, it makes sense. I should go in there. And what's this? Ooh, okay, I'm already glad I did this, because I didn't see this before. Halash. I hope the work on the Glorifiac mines isn't keeping you up too late at night. I stepped outside the factory guard tower the other day to witness one of the Goler crafts landing outside, practicing evacuation procedures, apparently. The scream of their engines are still ringing my ears. I have been stationed at the Neyyah chamber for quite some time now, and while the sun is out, casting its glorious, beautiful glow across these still waters that surround me, I cannot savor the tranquil moments when my mind remains so troubled. Smollex has managed to persuade Lord Bellicane to start construction of what he is calling the Ocean Portal right here at our sacred Neyyah chamber. We have been working hard to maintain and grow the Neyyah in this chamber for years, centuries. Now this outsider wants to change everything. The Zypher fish have abandoned these waters since materials were brought down from that blasted heap of space rock, Aluje. It's cast the darkest shadow across Neyyah ever since it arrived. I only found out the other day that Ocean Portal is going to be constructed at the Levitation Crane. A smaller portal, somehow connected to the one that is being built here. Just another area for Smollex to smother his poisonous hands all over. And that's what he is. He is poison to this land. None of the Peolchis clan seem eager to share any news on the strange disturbances which have been detected from the Pelska Shrine. Have they been in correspondence with Orion? Our beloved sacred Neyyah. Surely Orion can do something to prevent this violation? Smollex speaks of pursuing new avenues to generate more powerful Paidas. Building new Olugerian machines will enable us to grow, and the Neyyah plant has seemingly become his new toy. That man will only accomplish one thing, leaving behind the grain soul of this land. Smollex should take his floating heap of rock and return to the stars. Leave us be. Does Quananovik know of his plans? Have any of our lords told him what changes are being made here on Neyyah? Have they abandoned us? I guess time will only tell. So it's starting to come together, hey? So this, so Aluje just kind of, it's kind of like an alien civilization. They just kind of arrived in their rocket ships and came here and started trying to, you know, milk all the power out of this place, is what I'm getting. Yeah, so I've been very focused on, like, these these outer portals here, and I've not explored this area very thoroughly at all. I mean, I have been in here, so I guess I can't say, like, I have explored it a little bit. I've not been entirely neglecting this area. Let's see. Can I make any sense of this stuff now? Last time I just kind of, ignored it. Heater servers must be powered. Trondy counts must be entered. Okay, step 1 is done. Step 2, I don't even know. Yes. Right, and that's why I didn't do anything here, because that sign is a very explicit clue. Lodvik Tower activation required. Lodvik connection. Heater servers. Yeah, okay. 1. That's done. 2. Lodvik Tower. 3. Neyyah heater chamber. Okay. Yeah, so I can't do this yet. I need to enter the Trondy counts, which I need to figure out. Right. and that Bannock's computer system was going to give me those, but there was a reason that it couldn't. I don't think I've solved for that yet. Alright. Okay. I've refreshed myself on what's in there, so let's now go back out here. What I really want to find is the reading glasses that we need to read that text. I assumed it was going to be at the Skarliti Towers simply because it was the place I had not explored it all yet. But now I'm starting to think I just missed it in an obvious place. In fact, Vamir's journal mentioned them, right? This is one of those moments that really pushes my desire to generate systems in which to teach the sacred coded language of the Fjaltans. Not that small to approve. However, when I have a prototype ready, I intend to share it with Nyluka. I'm sure he would be very keen to try it out. I would also need to keep it on a distant, faraway location. What would be a distant, faraway location? The Velatron machine? That's distant and far away. But I did explore around there, and I didn't see it there. A distant, far away location. There's Oluj, but I obviously can't get there. That's the most distant location for me. Distant, faraway location. That's the only clue I get to where these are. Distant and far away. Okay, this is a very explicit hint. My book on Fjaltan flora came in handy. Let's review that. Let's review that stupid book. I just ignored it, kind of, but... Oh! Wait, they literally just have numbers next to them. So this is the flora numbering system. Wait, that doesn't make sense. These are not the symbols that are on that machine. Right? The symbols that are there are the world symbols, you know? So what is the deal with that? What I would expect from that Velatron machine, then, is that it would use this number system. Did I miss something there that allowed me to change what number system it was? I don't think so. Now I'm starting to think I was missing something with that machine that lets you switch what set of symbols you can use. I kind of want to look at it again to confirm if that's something that I missed, like a functionality that I didn't see. How do I get back there again? Right. It's through the rock that's open. I realize a lot of this is redundant. Like, I'm just going back to areas that I was at not that long ago, but now I'm at that point. I gotta be thorough. This is how I play these games. I'm sorry. You asked me, Matt, to record this. Okay, I'm recording this for you, but this is what I do in these games. This is the machine. It takes in this combination. I do not see Those are the only options. This is it. No flora symbols here. How far do they want me to bend over to this, right? Do they want me to, like, try and come up with an abstract, you know, way of, like, changing the flora name into one of these? Because if is this what I have to input? Like, this is not a flora symbol. Okay, let me read his journal again. This is what this pertains to, right? Oh no, this is for Palska portal activation. No, okay. So this is for something else. Aha, yeah, that's showing the rock that opened up. Portal itself. To make any further repairs faster, I've marked the area in which the portal has been built under the water. I can resume work much easier this way. Palska portal activation code. There's something to do with the Palska portal, which is an inventory item. Here. I don't recognize this drawing. Okay. I should be... If somewhere in this area there should be a prompt to use the Palska portal. Some way that I can enter in a code to use it. It's somewhere around here, because I've seen that marker in the water around here. Somewhere... something to do with this area. This is just flooded. Nothing this way. There is this weird thing I can go to over here. Can I actually use the Palska portal here? Because this does kind of look like those active points. I don't get an inventory prompt, though. No. Cannot be used here. But there's something with that in this area. And this is the only thing here, right? Just this journal. There's something with the Palska portal in this area. I've had that inventory for forever. I've had that just inventory item just sticking around. I'd love to figure out what I'm meant to do with it. No. What was that? That was just small. It's this logo above the door, right? Yeah. There's that under the water. Something with the Palska portal in that. And you're meant to activate it. Hold on. So, is that down here? This is presumably under that water, right? Right now. Now that I've climbed down here. Thinking about this logically in terms of where I am in the world. This is under the ocean, right? Is there something in this building that's hidden? Because this would have to be right next to that marker. Right close to it, geologically, right? It would have to be close, you know, kind of above my head here. I'm checking for any secret hidden path in here. Because those markers make me think that there's something here. I don't see anything, though. Can I use my item here? Can I use it on any of these screens? Doesn't appear to be the case. No. Okay. Alright. Does clicking this here do anything? No, just locked. And obviously now we've gone through an eye portal, so we're nowhere near those markers anymore. I don't know what to do there about that. There are markers there that are just below the ocean. Strongly implying there is a way to get beneath the water there, right? But we can't do it from there. Again, it makes me think it's all behind that security door. The one that we encountered. Actually, okay, let me go back this way. Let's go back to the secret office. Because now I'm just kind of grasping at straws. I kind of am thinking there's something really important behind that security door. And I want to see if there's any clue I missed to how to open that. And the only place I remember reading about one is at the secret office. I'm kind of assuming the game is not doing something... It's not doing something really mean and hiding in the cursor that you need to use an inventory item in some circumstances. I'm assuming it's not doing that. Because sometimes it really feels like it is. Yeah, so in this drawer, there are a few things that are important. This is here. I don't see a button around. Hold on. Any button to do with the fact that that's there? I don't see one. No, nothing there. No button. Do not see any button. That's just Smollox's letter. We opened this before, right? We took what was in here. Yeah. There was some important inventory item in here. I don't even remember what anymore. Yeah, just the one thing. And that's all that was here. Okay. This pertains to the security door. Yeah, so there's a 4-digit code you need to enter into it. And honestly, I doubt it is the serial number, but at this point I am desperate enough that I might try it. Now, there are 2 security doors. We've only seen one, and I don't know which of the 2 is the one that I've seen. We need a 4-digit code. The only things that I see that could potentially be 4-digit codes are the ends of these serial numbers on here. I really somewhat doubt that those are it. But at this point, I'm running out of options. Security doors. Because, you know, why would the serial number be the password for the door? That doesn't make sense. Whatever. I'll write them down. I'll try entering both of them. It'll probably reject both of them, but we will see. They are numbers to try, so might as well. It bothers me that this is here. The Pelska Shrine Activation Console. I want to find that. Have agreed upon 4231 with Orion, but decide on which flora and constellation symbols to use. Okay, so I get the flora system. It makes sense. It's just the numbers that are next to the icons of the flora in the journal. I just need to find this place. I already know the combo to unlock it, but I don't know how to get to that place. What is the Pelska Shrine Activation Console? I've not seen this. Keep the spare keys, Neyyah lock mechanisms, and other locks at Lab HQ here in this drawer. Must fit locks to the other doors at the main chambers on Minerva Point. Consider storing... Hold on. Keep the spare keys, Neyyah lock mechanisms, and other locks. Yeah. Must fit locks to the other doors at the main chambers on Minerva Point. Oh, okay, yeah, he put a lock there on the door we had to enter, yeah. Consider storing the old heater cells at the lab for now. The one with the crystal block mech symbols will need extra protection. Okay. That doesn't ring any bells. I don't know what he's talking about here, so I might have to go back to that lab. The bridge to the watchtowers on Skarliti Island's harbor zone is now permanently raised. Yeah, okay, that's not relevant to a puzzle for me. So, the Kula Peita, which I don't think is the Peita that I picked up, that's the Velatron Peita. It's like a skeleton key Peita, I believe. Because he's talking about how he can use them, you know, just with anything, which would be very useful to have. I've not encountered this anywhere. I still not encountered this. Bunker teleportation system. This would be good to review because it's been a while since I've read any of these. Thamir. While the lab remains quiet, I've managed to look over the list of components you require for your new teleportation device. Honestly, it couldn't have come at a more pressing time. Okay, this looks like... Oh, this is the, is this on Minerva Point? Is that the building that we were going to trap Smallwalks in? I think it might be. Yeah. This is to do with trapping small locks. Not relevant for me yet. The Mahili portal pump. Okay, we've kind of dealt with this, but let me review this. If my means of traveling to the Veltron Temple from the Mahili portal were severed, I'm not sure how easy it would be to get back there. And if Smallocks discovered what lay beyond its high walls, and the glowing blue mass of the gigantic Florian flowers, the Veltron machine must remain hidden. I've devised a new hoister for keeping the detachable pump pipeline stable, while the Mahili portal tank is either being drained or filled. Unfortunately, any further developments have come to a grinding halt, but I'm sure both myself and Ernter will successfully strengthen what is already a powerful lifeline to the heart of Fazalta. Yeah, so we have seen this door. Obviously, we've been through here and to the Veltron Temple. This I've seen out in the ocean, but I feel like I need to get underwater there. Because something there is related to the Pelska portal activation. Which, you know, I thought was meant to be this game's fast travel system, but if it was, it sure has taken me a while to actually get it, you know? So, I'm starting to feel there must be something more to that, right? It must be more than just, you know, a convenient way to get around. Otherwise, I would have unlocked it a long time ago. Gun Tower. Okay, we've been in the Harbor Watchtower. Where's this again, this gun tower? That is where the microphones are. That's, where it says microphones listening. Yes, because I saw a sign that said path to gun tower, and then we followed that path, and it went into that building that said microphones, awaiting signal. So that's just pointing at another thing in the Labondi's zone, which again makes me think I have to get behind that security door. I'm starting to think that all of this stuff here that I wrote down about the rotations of this are not relevant for any puzzle. They are literally just explaining how the plants grow. Oh yeah, there was that door on the dome, actually. I should check if there's any way to get in that door. It kind of looked abandoned, so I don't know if there is. I'm just double checking because it's been so long since I've been here. Was there anything else here that I should be aware of? I obviously remember that I unlocked the eye portals here. But was there anything else to this? See, now I'm paying attention to these eggs. Because I've seen them around the different places. So I think each one corresponds to a different, zone, different, portal, different world that we've been to. I mean, they're all technically part of the same world. You know what I mean. This we already turned on. Yeah, there was nothing else to this. Yeah, I'm properly, so I'm kind of properly stuck now, I admit. Let me go back to the dome and just check if there's a way to get to the door I saw there. And I think after that I'm going to go back to the lab and poke around there again, just to get, the computer system to kind of tell me what's going on, what things I may need to do yet. There was this boarded off area here. I don't think I can do anything with that, because in this game, when you see a door with, wood boards over it, you just cannot do anything with it. Yeah. Nothing to do with that. And I cannot do anything else here. I can't look up nothing. Oh yeah, there's supposed to be a camera power system at Skarliti Towers. I didn't run into that when I was there. I didn't see anything that even looked like a camera power system. So I guess I must have to do something else there to access that. Which definitely tells me there is more to do there, but I think it's kind of waiting on the, microphone signals. I think it all kind of is coming back to those microphone signals. I have to figure that out, which requires figuring out the security door, and I do not know what the code for that security door is. Okay, let me see. This is probably still bugged. Yeah, it's still bugged. Go through here. Can I, turn here and get onto the beach? No, I'm just surrounded by water. There is a door that's kind of just around the back side of this. But I don't think I can get over there. What's the deal with this? I still do not get this. What is this for? Is this a sensor? I know there's stuff up there that tells you a color. Oh, you can actually see that. Hold on. You can see that here. Wait. Huh. There's two of them. Because there's another one at Levandius Zone, right? And that makes sense. We can drain the water. So is there an eye portal making that happen? Huh. There's something about this dome that I'm not getting. I mean, obviously I did that step, right? I drained the water. But I'm not getting something. Why are there two of them? Why is there another one at Levandius Zone? Is there an eye portal that's underneath the water there that when it drained the water there, it also drained it at the other spot? Is that how this is working? How this is operating? See, my interpretation of this area is this is all kind of a red herring, because the important thing here is the secret note from Vamir. But we can zoom in on this. But I don't know what this plugs into, is the problem. Maybe this is useful information. Somehow. I don't know what this plugs into. That's why it's a lot of stuff to write down, because I would have to write down all the chemical names. And so that's kind of why I'm not writing it down. Because I don't yet know what that plugs into. It's 4 colors, basically. And then 3 percentages each one for each one, so 12 percentages. That's a lot of data to write. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna ride this. Yeah, I'm really up against a brick wall now. It's not necessarily that I feel like I'm even misunderstanding anything. I just haven't found anything to interact with. Like, I definitely feel like I'm missing an interactive thing. Yeah, so this is what I want to get working. Ride this up. Yes, that's the elevator power symbol on the Skarliti Towers. It is waiting for microphone signals. We cannot control what this is pointing at. So there's something over there. Something there. I can only imagine getting there by using that security door, because it's the only other place where I have access to Lavandis. How do I get to that security door again? Okay, how do I get to that security door again? I don't remember. Right. There was a rail cart that went there. Yeah. It's the rail cart up here that goes there. Let me look back around there again. There's gotta be something there, you know? It's gotta be... It's my only other access to the Lavandis zone. Unless there is another portal there, which I don't think there is. Hold on, I have to turn this way, I remember. Yeah. This has to be turned this way. This is like my only other access to that zone, aside from the place where the Velotron machine is, which has nothing. There's like I've explored that area so thoroughly. I've looked all around there, and the only thing I can access there is a museum of paintings, you know? So it's gotta be here. It's directly to my left. The thing that the microphone signal thing is pointing at is right, it's directly to my left. I can see it. I'm close to it. How do I get there? This is the place that we can just kind of sit down. Uh-huh. Yeah, cool. Not like I haven't seen a gajillion of those already. Yeah, we can just sit here, which is a nice shot, but there's nothing really to do on this screen. I can see the place I'm trying to get over there. That is the place that I want to get to. And actually, there is a pipe coming out of it, which goes into this tower here. I might be able to access this tower. Yeah, okay, that is what's through this security door. It's that gun tower. Or not the gun tower. The gun tower is the place with the microphone signals, but you know, it connects to that. Let's try the obvious dumb thing. Who knows? Maybe it's correct. 7. This is the serial number, by the way. Okay, it's not that. Of course, it's the serial number. The serial number is the passcode. I thought that was too dumb to work. It's still dumb. That's ridiculous, but whatever. Okay. Well, you know, that means that whenever we encounter another security door, we have the passcode for it too, because there's going to be another one. Microphone offline. Let's fix that. Okay, we can just turn it on and off. Alright. They all have the same icon on them, as far as I can tell. Oh, and I cannot actually open this anymore. They're all online. I can't even interact with them. So that must be the, you know, good configuration, quote-unquote. Alright. So we've turned on the microphone. We should now go back to the gun tower and see if we can do anything with those signals. That's just the lever to access the Veltron machine. Alright. Well, that does give me something to do, so let's go back there. Alright. I know it's a cool animation, but I'm skipping it at this point. I've been playing this for so long now. Like, I'm probably gonna be... This is the first video that or, you know, series of videos. I don't know how many parts this session is gonna be split up into. But this particular play session is probably gonna be split heavily. I'm gonna be cutting a lot out, because so much of this is just wandering around. So this obviously impacts the Skarliti Towers. Let's see what's going on in here now. Now, why do we need microphones to power an elevator? I have no idea, but... Microphone signals received, transmission to elevator pending. Is that what this button does? Okay. We have transmitted some microphone signals to an elevator. Why does the elevator require microphone signals? Unsure. I don't think I've ever encountered any elevator that requires a microphone signal in order to lift you up, but, you know, roll with it. Alright. Part of me thinks it might be worth it to go back to the Banox computer system just to see what it says now, because it had a screen for that. I'm thinking it might just say, system activated, and then that's all it's going to say, and it won't provide any useful information. But we should probably check. So we'll go over to the Bill Cipher Triangle, because I remember that one is the Glorfiak Mines. And I'm probably just going to cut out this bit of me walking over there. There is still this area. Oh wait, there's a key thing here. Hold on. I did not notice there was a key slot next to this. We can get into the basement.